Now at 6, we continue to follow breaking news out of midtown Anchorage. Police say a person was shot inside of the Walmart. These are photos from the scene just into the newsroom from a viewer. We have a crew there and hope to have a live report here in just moments. But first, the state providing a timeline for Halong evacuees.
Sad that we don't want to leave the village. But we have hope that it'll get rebuilt.
Well, as Halong forever changes so many lives, tonight rebuilding and recovery takes shape. Just weeks before the winter, tonight the state out with a timeline they say will give Halong evacuees the option to be back in their homes in just weeks. Our investigative team's Rebecca Paulsha just got back from Bethel. She's standing by to show us what people are up against after we get the latest from our political reporter, Will Courtney, joining us. Will?
Yeah, within the last hour, I heard from the governor's office, and hours ago they said it was a priority to give all evacuees the option to return back before winter. They now say they're looking at available options to transport them back to their homes. These pictures you're seeing right now, some of the state DOT's repairs underway before that winter goal. That's 680 tons of gravel going to one of the hardest hit communities, Kwigillingok. Kipnuk, the other hardest hit village, 90% destroyed according to state numbers. As for evacuees and congregate shelters like the Egan and Alaska Airlines centers, the DHS director says efforts are also underway to move evacuees out by the end of this month. That's 11 days from now.
We're also working on doing rapid emergency repairs to people's homes that are still there in order to get them back home this winter. So where we can get folks back home, we will. But there will be a large subset of this displaced population that we're going to have to overwinter really statewide in Anchorage and many other places until we can get in to rebuild their homes next summer.
And this all comes as the state's waiting on the president's decision on a disaster declaration. That's key because if it's approved, it'll mean money and resources. The governor's letter asks for the entire cost to be reimbursed. Outside of the vice president's post, we have not heard from the White House. My calls have also not been returned. Right now on our website and our mobile app, we expand our coverage of this timeline. Back to you, John.
All right, well, Courtney, thank you. And with that in the background, our investigative team working to answer a lot of Halong questions. With more than 50 villages impacted, how will toxic storm surge water impact cleanup? Rebecca Paulsha, back from Bethel. Beyond costs, I know you talked to so many wondering about safety question. A lot to discuss, Rebecca.
Absolutely. Good questions, of course, and ones we are working to answer. What we do know is these next few weeks are going to be stressful and new for so many people. This story ends one way.
Where I'm taking you is the worst part of town. There's even gaskets.
David Friend takes us around Kwigillingok by four-wheeler. He knows.
It's very emotional to stay here. But I know the good Lord is taking care of each and every one of his people. And I pray if it's his will, we'll be back.
For that to happen, massive problems must be fixed in several western Alaskan villages.
When the water came in, it stinks like really bad gas and really strong stove oil. That tide came in 17 feet above normal water high tide, and it was devastating.
Evacuated by Chinook helicopters, the only thing left to do, leave. More than 1,000 residents fled after tidal surge flooding and hurricane-force winds wrecked homes and infrastructure.
Kind of homesick and scary, so...
One person died.
She was very kind and generous, and she was always caring.
2 others remain missing.
We are okay. We're fine.
Many aren't fine. They're wondering, how do you fix this? The environmental damage is everywhere. Look at the oil, the sewage. The costs here are massive.
Sad that we don't want to leave the village. But we have hope that it'll get rebuilt and we can come back if everyone fixes our village.
And I hope all our prayers are being answered. And I'm glad I didn't lose my family. We are Alaskans. So that's all I can say.
Rebecca Polsha, Alaska's news source.
And we are, of course, working on a number of stories as we continue to follow what happens to people impacted by that water.
Rebecca Polsha, thank you. And with many of those evacuees here in Anchorage, at last check, the Anchorage School District says at least 65 Western Alaska students who were evacuated will be starting school this week. We're told the Lower Kuskokwim School District is working closely with ASD to enroll displaced students into those Anchorage schools. According to their superintendent, Andrew Anderson, having some familiar faces in Anchorage will help ease that transition for the evacuated children.
You know, the students and families need to have people from our district that are familiar with them in order to help support them in the transition into new schools. A school counselor will be there to help those families with that process.
Now, ASD Superintendent Jared Bryan says that students will be enrolled together in clusters at a small number of schools in an effort to help ease the process. And with the recovery efforts quickly moving, Chief Meteorologist Melissa Fry joining us now with coverage. Temperatures, they're starting to fall below freezing from Anchorage to Kipnuk, Melissa.
Yeah, temperatures dropping fast across the entire state. We were sort of on borrowed time with warm conditions lingering into fall. That time is over. Winter starting to show up. 25 degrees, the low temperature this morning in Bethel. Dropped to 26 in Elam, 22 in Nome. Teens on the slope, low 30s in Fairbanks. Mid-30s this morning in Anchorage. But we did see sub-freezing temperatures in outlying areas of town. And yesterday dropping just into the upper 20s. Now, the saving grace continues to be that storms are staying to the south. That jet stream, it is still bringing storms to Alaska, but right now those impacts are in the central Aleutians where areas are pretty equipped for the wind and rain, and then also heading into southeast. We do still have a high wind warning in effect for southeast areas near Ketchikan and surrounding areas. You need to be prepared for these winds gusting to near 60 miles per hour starting about 24 hours from now, Tuesday evening, and then continuing all the way through Wednesday morning. 49 degrees there now. Back to 32 in Fairbanks, still holding on to those low 40s in Anchorage, but Bethel dropping into the upper 20s as those clouds move through from the south. Overnight tonight, South Central, be prepared for those temperatures to drop close to that freezing mark again. I expect Anchorage to start out the day right about 31 degrees, and then we'll see just a little bit of cloud cover through the day, but colder air, it's on the way. All that forecast next.
Hi, Melissa, thank you very much. We'll check in just a little bit. Right now, we want to get back to breaking news out of Anchorage. A shooting investigation is underway at the Walmart in Midtown. Joe Allgood, he's been on scene all afternoon, joins us now with an update. Joe, what's the latest?
Police told us that one person, an adult male, was shot inside the Midtown Anchorage Walmart here around 2 o'clock this afternoon. I'd like to warn you, we're going to show some blurred photos of that scene that some might find disturbing. An eyewitness told me earlier that the shots occurred around 2 o'clock. There were 4 of them. After that, he heard screaming as people fled the scene. The store remains closed right now as police continue to investigate the scene. They also said that the one person shot has been transported to the hospital. We don't know his condition as of right now. An officer on the scene said they have a suspect in custody and there's no current threats right now, but the scene is still active. There's even a crime lab on scene. An officer also told us that they will continue to be here as they continue to process the scene. Again, a man was shot inside the Midtown Anchorage Walmart. He has been taken to the hospital and the store remains closed. We're going to continue to follow this. The name of the victim has not been released yet, neither has the suspect. We'll continue to update our website with more details as they come. Joe Allgood, Alaska's news source, back to you in the studio.
Now, the shooting comes after 3 homicides in Anchorage over the past few days. A 36-year-old man has been arrested in connection to a man and woman being killed in downtown Anchorage Friday night near 8th Avenue and Cordova. Mario Jackson faces 2 counts of first-degree murder, 2 counts of second-degree murder. Police say another homicide took place Friday night in the Midtown area of Anchorage near Fireweed and C Street on Fiddlehead Place. Police say they found a woman who had been stabbed. She did die at the hospital. And we're working to learn if any of these crimes are connected. We'll be sure to update you later on the Late Edition. Our investigative team is watching a Halong consumer impact. Multiple warnings of AI-generated scams targeting people's good nature, just trying to make donations. Johnson Kuhn joins me now. Johnson, experts have a little advice as to how to avoid becoming a victim.
That's right, John. So many folks have reached out saying that they've seen the Halong AI photos circulating on social media. The big warning beyond knowing their AI pictures, the charities they're linked to are not real. But I want to be clear, not all of these AI-generated photos are linked to charities at all. But officials are still asking the public not to reshare the photos either way because they say it can confuse people into thinking that the photos that are linked to fake charities are legitimate.
Now, a lot of people want to send some money, make sure it goes to the right place. How can people make sure that it's going to a verified?
Sure, absolutely. The main thing that I heard from everyone is to just slow down, right? Take your time, really evaluate the link and if the photos are real. On my article on our website right now, I link to a list of legitimate approved charities.
All right, Johnson Kuhn with the investigative team, thank you very much. Important information. You can watch Johnson's full story on our website, mobile app, or tonight on The Late Edition.
Thanks for listening. Click subscribe so you can get the latest podcast from Alaska's news source automatically. And stay up to date with breaking news and in-depth reporting available for free 24/7 with the Alaska's news source app.